are you? I don't see you on the carpet. Oh, I don't see you at the scout chairs. I don't see you at the tables. Where are you guys? I'm sitting here ready to teach and you're not here. Oh, that's right. Actually, I'm not here, but you are. So I decided I would film a quick little video to explain the things that I was going to tell you last week, except you were not here last week because Mrs. McCary wasn't here and you went to different classes. So anyway, we're gonna get back on track. I'm pretending I'm here while I video, and you're actually gonna be here in the morning. So let me tell you what's going down, okay? So if you still need to trace the marker lines on your rainbow, go ahead and do that today for sure. But we are about to change that rainbow from just a beautiful little painting with some designs into an actual thing. Now Peter and Mariba and Son, they know what the thing is. And I'm going to tell you right now, the thing is going to be a monster. That's so scary. Only if you want it to be scary. Your monster could be cute, it could be funny, it could be silly. You'll decide. So here's some examples. These monsters are kind of silly actually. I can see circles for eyes, half circles for mouths. I see some rectangles and triangles, and then some shapes that I know are trying to be something, like the bows in the horns right there. Pretty cool. So the first step is we're going to round out the corners of our rainbow paper. So noticing on this picture, we have to kind of trim it with scissors so that it has a little different shape. I'm going to show you two versions of that. One of them is easier than the other one. So what I have right here is a piece of paper and my scissors. I've already rounded my rainbow pictures. I don't have any more just plain rainbows to round to show you. So I'm just going to do it with a regular piece of paper. It is kind of tricky to get those rounded corners. I get it. We haven't cut this year with scissors, so we're doing something new. Here's my suggestion. Start by just taking your scissors, kind of lining them up diagonally on the corners, and take a bite. So now we have a, oh gosh, what is that shape? I don't know, trapezoid? No, almost a trapezoid. I'm about to make one right now. I'm going to do it again over here. So if you just notice, I cut diagonally one way, and then I turned my paper, and now my scissors are just going to take a bite again. So they're diagonal, boom, chop that corner right off. If you like this shape, where it's pokey a little bit more than smooth or rounded, go ahead and leave it. That's okay. That could be your monster shape. If you are ready to make it rounded, I'm opening my scissors up really wide, and I'm just going to gently curve. Basically, I'm taking a tiny little bite off of that pointy part and trying to make it rounded, doing it to all four of those little corners. Oops, I missed it. Rounded. So you can see that I make mistakes too. All I had to do was come back and fix it a little bit. Taking just a little bite so it lines up down the side. So now I kind of have that, I don't know, what do we call it, Pac-Man Ghost situation? Maybe. If you want to change the bottom and make a different design down there too, you can. You'll see some in the PowerPoint that I'm about to show you, or you can just leave it. You can leave it smooth too. Lots of choices on this project. Probably too many choices. All right, back to this. So there I've trimmed it, kind of rounded the corners. And if you look really closely, look at that right there. I feel like I cut too much off of there. So you don't want to cut too much or your little monster will be really tiny. What's next? All right, ooh, this is the fun part. We have to give this thing some personality. So I see some with 4 eyes, I see one with 1 eye, different amounts of teeth, different horns. Oh, these are so funny. So we are going to individualize ours with lots of cutting and eventually gluing, no gluing today, but lots of cutting pieces. And those parts will be layered and we will build on top of other pieces. So one circle is not an eye. Notice how there's a white circle and a black circle, but you might even do more than that. This looks a little too plain to me. 2 ovals for eyes, 1 oval for mouth. Here it's different, but not any better. What we're looking for is ways that we can be creative, bring in lots of different pieces and lots of colors to kind of help tell the story of who is our monster. Now, because we're just kind of warming up with cutting this year, I do have, let's see, there's an orange box. It's going to be right in front of you because you're sitting on the carpet, right? And inside that orange box, I have some pre-printed ovals and circles. So these, I'm thinking you could probably use like for the eyes. And again, I'm not going to have this done for every single color, every single shape, but I feel like because we're just getting started this year, it's a new skill. We have not practiced a lot. I'm going to be nice and give you some of these. I'm grabbing a circle, and I'm just going to start. So I'm cutting on the line. If I end up a little bit off of the line, that's okay. And you probably are noticing that my scissors are just going really slow. They're not actually working that hard. You know what's working hard? This hand. This is my turning hand. So it's holding the paper and it's keeping it moving so that when my scissors are opening and closing, that turning hand is actually controlling it and making it round. Now, I have to trim a little bit off of there. If you end up with a little bit of a mistake, no big deal. You don't have to throw the whole thing away. Just trim it. Take little baby bites. Get rid of that. So there we go. Pretty easy. This I might use for something later, so don't throw it away. In fact, I'm going to open up my folder, and we'll talk about those in a second. And inside there, I have more than one rainbow, but let's work on this one a little bit. If I take the circle I just cut and stick it on there, I feel like it's a little big, maybe, unless I'm just going to do one of those Cyclops monsters, just the one eye. That'd be kind of fun. But if I end up wanting 2 different eyes, I could do a lot of things. I could trim this smaller. I could have gotten one that had 2 out of the orange box instead of just the one. But I think I'm going to try something. I'm going to cut this in half. And now I have 2 eyes. Let's see, they fit this way. They could. And I could end up putting in, let's see, some circles. Now I had to cut these circles, so don't think they just magically appeared. I've already cut them. I could turn them this way. Look at how the eyes are changing just because I've turned it a different direction. Ooh, want to watch this? Flat part on top, angling toward the middle. Oh, didn't he just get mean and mad and scary? That's just by turning these. So that's why we are not going to rush to glue them anytime soon. We're going to take our time and play with the shapes. Now, what you didn't see me do was cut those blue circles. And you can see my evidence here. Some of you are realizing right now, hey, you just folded the paper and you ended up getting 2 circles. So that's a great trick. This is a scrap. This is something that somebody said, I don't want this paper anymore, but when I turn it over, I can use it for all kinds of things. Now, most of us are not going to get to this step today. Peter and Son and Mariba, if you're here, I just can't see you. I know you're here. If you are here right now, you're a little bit ahead of everybody because you came last week with Mrs. Doran's class. So you might actually start some of these steps. What is that, winking? That's kind of cute. You might actually be grabbing some scraps from a scrap box. Mrs. Leopold will kind of explain that. And working on some next steps. But it's kind of fun. Look at that. Just playing with scraps. If I feel like those are a little bit weird, I just cut them. I don't have to like start all over. I just fix the little thing. The end of art. We're going to take all my pieces, including the things I think I don't want, and I'm going to save them. I'm going to push it all toward the middle of the folder, and you have one too, actually. And I'm going to keep everything in there nice and safe so that next art, I will just have to grab my folder from inside my table folder and open it, and I'll be ready to work again. So this is a big deal Folders are a big deal right now. We've always used the table folder, but we've never had ones with our own names. You can see they're old, they're scribbled on. We don't care. We just need them to hold our things so that our things don't get mixed up. In fact, speaking of folders, here's Mariba's. So everything that she made last week when she came with Mrs. Dorn's class, it's all inside there. So she was working on the bottom of hers, it looks like. Mariba, I know you need to paint, honey. I will let you paint next time when I come back. Same thing, son. I'll let you paint next time. So son got a little bit further with his ovals, but he's still waiting for paint before he actually cuts his rainbow. And Peter, I think Peter got kind of far actually. Yep, he did. Good job, Peter. He rounded his, and he's leaving these triangles in his folder because what couldn't they become maybe ears or horns? Wouldn't that be fun? Or couldn't this become a nose? Sure it could. So there's so many things we can do with our scraps, boys and girls, that maybe you didn't think of before. He could line these up and make them teeth. Although I think it'd be pretty cool to go up at the top because the color here, the color there, looks nice. So at the end of art, last week, Mariba and Peter and son tucked everything of theirs back into their folders, and it's nice and safe and ready for today. If I look at the job chart, it says folders in folder. Pink person, that's you. You're gonna do a little something different today. You actually have to get all the folders. Yellow person, scissors. Blue, it says scrap boxes. I don't think you're gonna do that today, but if you do need something, it's right there. Yellow person, scissors are right here. Boys and girls, be awesome today. You are creative and you are kind, and I told Mrs. Leopold that you are really making improvements, and she's excited to see your monsters. Well, at least the beginning. You won't finish. This is going to take us 4 days, so don't be in a hurry. All right, see you next week. Bye.